too.
Right. Now, for a while, you were romantically involved with Ronda Rousey. I've hooked up with people in my industry. It's fun because you can connect with someone.
Let's hear some names, Tony.
Oh, wow. Jesus. Ari Manis, the producer out of
Hey,
nowhere.
give some goddamn names.
Good God. I forgot you were here on the other side of the glass. Just blind. Name some names, please.
I need some names and pictures now.
Good Lord, Ari.
Just kidding.
You know, and it's fun. Obviously, you know that me and Johanna,
You got a thing.
Jenjicek,
By a thing, I mean just you like her.
we have a thing. Yeah. Do you have any advice? Because I don't think she likes me at all. I think that she has a boyfriend and she has to sort of like semi-ignore all the hype that people tweet at her and Instagram post
The
on her walls.
onslaught?
Yeah.
The Tony onslaught?
What's amazing is that it's funny because you said it earlier, but like I was so far ahead on this thing, and now as it's grown, not only did she become the undisputed and defending multiple times strawweight champion,
Kind of thanks to you, though, you know?
exactly. I mean,
the least you can do is...
if you think I wasn't ranting to you and Rogan, I mean, you should have seen what I was doing to Dana White. Dana, we have to get her a title shot.
We have to. And a stylist. We got to get rid of those polos.
Exactly. And she became like super, super extra. She's like the sexy one now. I mean, whoa, wait
Sir?
a second.
Sir? Hey, I know that's your girl, but excuse me, sir? With that nose? I need you to relax.
Come on.
She's a pretty young lady.
Who's the
Paige Van Zandt?
Yeah, Paige
is the
Van
dime
Zandt.
piece.
Yeah.
You have Paige, and then there's a couple of girls who are
What was that? A
first
spinning
team all cutie.
Would she land a spinning heel kick on a girl? What was that?
She did the Karate Kid jumping kick.
Oh my God.
Came straight from Dancing with the Stars. Like, check this out. And I thought she was gonna be in trouble because I was like, "You're doing Dancing with the Stars. You've been training." And she did work.
Yeah.
It's good. The UFC needs stuff like that.
It's amazing. It's so fun. I once told him, you know, it's amazing that you've been able to do what Vince McMahon does with a 20-person writing team. You're able to put real storylines together and just sort of, you know, let the truth play out.
Yeah, but when you say, and I'm not discrediting Dana, what he's done with the UFC, they're going to talk about in business schools. And the guy's brilliant. And people think I hate him. I don't at all. I have no reason to hate him. I'm in a different lane now. But those stories tell themselves. Like, Vince McMahon has to come up with it. He has to physically create the story. Paige Van Zandt's story creates itself. John Jones' story creates itself. Ronda Rousey's story. Conor McGregor. Dana, and I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a brilliant, brilliant mind, brilliant businessman. He's not creative.
Right.
Like, he's not coming up with those stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, those stories happen whether I'm the president or you're the president.
Right.
It's just luck of the draw. Like, those are coming along. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, a guy like Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, a woman like Ronda Rousey, those are once-in-a-lifetime athletes. It just so happens it's during this time right now.
Yeah. Now, Ronda's got her return fight coming up. I don't know if I've ever really in person seen a knockout as brutal as what I saw in Australia. I know this is a cheesy fanboy question, but any predictions coming out on this one? I mean, are you leaning towards... because they're both, knockout specialists, first round fireworks, right?
I would say Ronda's a knockout specialist. I think her striking and her camp's striking was exposed. You look at Travis Brown, granted he beat me, I know. You guys are like, well, he beat you, but it doesn't matter. Look at his previous, his fights past me now. You look at Ronda's striking. Anyone out of their camp, it's not very good. I wouldn't say her striking is world class. If she lands, because she's a strong girl, you're in trouble. Amanda Nunes is a knockout artist. That's the difference. I never bet against Ronda. The thing that scares me a little bit about her is you look at a real fighter, a guy like Conor McGregor. When he lost his when he lost to Nate, he was like, I want to fight tomorrow. Give me that fucking fight back, man. And was begging them. His team was like, don't take that fight. That's a bad fight for you. He goes, no. I want to fight him. I'm fighting him at 70 just to prove to doubters I can do it. That's what you want out of you. If you're a manager, if you're a fight promotion owner, that's what you want. What scares me about Ronda is, I mean, she went MIA. She blamed it on the media. It's like, well, that same media turned you into who you are. But when it doesn't go your way and you want to be a negative and dark person, when you lose, this is what happens.
Yeah.
Like, if Floyd Mayweather was ever to lose,
right,
it'd be the only thing close to what Ronda's experienced.
Yeah.
So her taking this time off, it's a little scary. And in her interviews, I don't see him. Someone told me she said something like, "This is one of my last ones." Whenever a fighter even hints at this might be the last one, they're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or both feet out.
Right.
Ronda's so technical, and the women's division has a long ways to go to catch up with men. But if men say that, they get absolutely annihilated. If I hear any of that, I always take the other guy if I'm betting on it. So style-wise, this fight for Ronda to come back is a good one. Amanda Nunes comes forward, which Ronda loves, and should toss her and submit her. So my money's still on Ronda. That's banking that her mental state is good.
Right.
Which I don't have any insiders on this, but from what I hear, and obviously with the time off, that's up for debate.
Right.
Which is scary.
Right. Which makes total sense because, like, the way she got kicked, I mean, I think we all knew. I think the people all near that octagon that night knew it wasn't a 3 to 6 month return. And it was a real whack. And the whole fight was a real psychological whack. I mean,
for a girl of her magnitude to lose like that's the worst case possible. But at the same time, too, if that happens to Kane, if that happens to Connor, these guys are chomping at the bit to get in there. Yeah. So when I don't see that, I'm like,
What's crazy about that is the kick wasn't even. It wasn't even though it was the most painful and obviously the end, it wasn't even it was the third craziest thing that happened in that storyline of that event.
That storyline is the first time, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
The storyline was the first time we saw Ronda outclassed.
Yeah.
She got taken down.
Yep.
She couldn't land anything. Her striking in that fight looked very rudimentary, very amateur, because Holly's amazing professional striker. Yep. So her striking really is the first time Ronda's fought a good striker like that of Holly's level. And you're just like, oh my God. Because we made Ronda this mythical creature.
Right.
And then when you see something like oh my God.
Well, when she loaded up for her judo toss and Holly dropped her hips and popped her up.
Different animal.
That was a moment of, I mean, I just got the chills just saying it. It was like, again, that was in my, it is sort of funny, as stupid as it sounds, like when you are that close to the octagon, not everything always happens on your eighth of the octagon.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But it seemed like everything was right in front of me. And I'm telling you, that takedown, the momentum shift, the feeling in the air of like, whoa, it's so pro wrestling. In pro wrestling, no matter how long, the bigger matches, in the end is always worked out.
Yes.
They load up their finisher, whoever's going to lose, and then it gets reversed, and it's this huge thing because, and then,
back and forth, momentum.
That was one of those moments where it's like, oh, shit, she's loading up for her toss. Holly's feet are going to flip over any second now, and just, whoa, boom. Yeah. And it was one of those moments. Also, the other one being when Ronda was charging so hard like a bull and missed that right hook and her knee went down and she turned around. That was another moment where it was just like, we are witnessing history.
Yeah, I think, I wish her the best. I hope she wins. I think if she was in a dark place before, she loses again, like gets starched by Amanda Nunes, where she it'd be bad. I just hope for her sake, because Amanda Nunes seems like mentally she's all set. For Ronda's sake, I hope she wins. I hope she wins. But then what? Then what? Then you got Cyborg looming in the dark.
God.
Ain't no one trying to fight her. No one.
That's the
you
one.
And I would have our hands full if she walked in right now. I was like, yo, is this Tony talking all that shit?
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn, Tony. All right, help me out.
I know. I'd be fucked. I had to think about that. On the plane ride home from the Rousey home fight, me, Dana, and Joe did a podcast. And
yeah, I heard.
I ended up making a Cyborg joke. And I've had to think about that since then, is the fear of like, oh, I guess I would just get beat up. I mean, I guess I would just take it. Hopefully it wouldn't kill me. Hopefully there wouldn't be too much brain damage, and I would just get beat up. I mean, what am I going to do?
Phone out and be like, "World Star," and you're just getting your ass whooped. It'd be so sick. You're doing it to yourself, World Star, before you get your ass whooped.
I love that. That's actually how I'll do that. Thank you. That's some good showbiz advice. I'm gonna spin it into my big break while my nose breaks. She's a beast, man. Did you watch that video of her cutting weight?
Yeah, man, and I feel bad for her. And this is why the Fighters Union, we can get into that. I could give some breaking news.
Yeah,
on that
that'd be great.
But that's why I feel bad for Cyborg. I was never anti-Cyborg, but I always say you can't have her as your champ because not too many kids can relate to her, blah, blah, blah. But to me, right now, there's not a better female fighter on the planet walking this earth. There's just not.
Right.
But because, she'd probably starch every girl they have in the division.
Yeah.
Holly's probably the toughest matchup for her just because of her style, but I don't see her getting it done against Cyborg. But they don't give Cyborg any publicity. They give her no help, no publicity. They create a division for Ronda. They won't do it for Cyborg. Why though, man?
Right.
Because Cyborg, she's not a cute blonde girl who's probably going to make it to Hollywood. She's just not. That's the way the world works. I'm not going to be a polo rider. It's just that it sucks, but that's the way the world works. So for her, I think the UFC could build another division. They could have her do super fights, but you can't force that. And if you watch that video that you're talking about where she's cutting weight and she's literally on her deathbed.
Oh yeah.
They would never do that to anyone else.
Right.
And she's this phenomenal talent.
Right.
Nice girl. Knockout artist. You look at her resume, she's amazing, man. But to make her go through that's insane.
It really is. And it's one of those things where it makes me wonder, maybe she just took too many steroids, you think? To where they don't want to make an example out of that. Like, you can't just go get ripped and huged in another country and then come over and be like, hello.
But I get that, but where do you stop that at? Then with Alistair Overeem? Do you kick Alistair Overeem out? He used to fight at 205 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you do?
It's so crazy. But I do.
She's clean now? That's all we care about, yeah?
That's true.
Because if you're going to go, well...
She doesn't even have fucking water in her body when she
nothing.
cuts that weight.
She
It's
can't
amazing.
even have a slice of apple. She can't do anything. So, where do you stop at? But as of now, she's clean. She's passed USADA testing. Mm-hmm. So you got to give her dues.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that. And that's where... And we can get into, if you want, about the Fighter Association.